I'm technical support at City High here. Everything from violent destruction to normal wear and tear of the computers and network infrastructure problems. Absolutely. If you have money, you should buy a commercial program. If you don't have money, you need to use the ones that are already built into the System Tools folder on Windows, such as Defrag and Defragment your files. Well, one of the problems that everybody seems to come in, the longer you use your computer and the more you use it, the more the hard drive gets bits and pieces spaced all over it. It's like a old style vinyl record, but it doesn't play, it tries to pick up and record in a straight line, but when you change files, it'll put part here, part over here, part here, and before you know it, your hard drive's circling around and around and around trying to find all your information. What Defrag does is it takes all these pieces and puts them back together in a nice straight line. Makes it faster, makes it work better. Well, number one, if you really want your computer to run the best, you need to clean up the registry. And sometimes the only way, if it gets really bad, is to completely do a new, complete reinstall of Windows. If not, you might want to get a program like CCleaner, Registry Cleaner, and download it on the internet and use it to clean up the registry, to find parts of files that are no longer on your machine, programs that crashed and left remnants on your machine. You want to get rid of them. Well, one of my favorites is a program called CCleaner because it's free. And CCleaner cleans up all the remnants of files from the internet that might clutter up your machine and put pieces on your machine like cookies and some adware, and you want to get rid of that. It also cleans up your registry and gets rid of a lot of the pieces in the registry of old files and programs that you no longer use. You also want to put something in, if you can get a commercial or a defrag file, and you definitely need a backup. Most of the time it's a software problem. Too many things get into the registry. You download a game, you play it a while, and then pretty soon the company wants money because it's no longer free. So you don't get it completely deleted. Even if you use the add remove programs, it does not entirely delete everything from your computer. Therefore, you need a program like CCleaner that goes in the registry and cleans the registry. That's the number one slowdown. Secondly, is a person who doesn't have good virus or adware software on their machine, and they get it cluttered up with programs called malware, in which your machine tries to run something you don't even know you put on it. And those really will slow down your machine because they take over your CPU, and sometimes to do harm, like make your machine a mass mailer, or just to get passwords on your computer, or any other personal data that you might have on there. Or some of them even record keystrokes and then send the keystrokes you've made out over the internet, and you can get a person's password, anything from all the sites they go to. You want to make sure you have add removing programs like CCleaner or SystemWorks or something on your machine, because those really do slow down your machine if you have those things. Well, one of the things you really want to do is you want to get all your files in a straight line. That will speed up your machine by perhaps as much as 10%. Some of the laptops that come in here at City High to get recloned, if you check them with the defragment program, you'll see that they're like 60% fragmented, meaning that 60% of every file on that, 60% of all the files on that machine are not in a straight line, meaning your computer has to make one circle to pick up one part of the program, and the disk has to make another loop to pick up the next part, so on and so on. And every time it makes a complete turn on the hard drive, it takes a lot longer to load a program. Finally, you get so much fragmentation that your machine takes literally minutes to load. And then it doesn't want to run right sometimes. It'll crash because it just takes so long and the parts can't be found easily. The other thing you want to do is you want to go in your system tools and you want to do a disk check. One of the things that happens is you're in a hurry, you turn off your machine, and your machine, when it comes back up, the program that you were running wasn't closed. It leaves pieces on the hard drive that aren't connected to anything. Therefore, you need to take and use a system tool to clean, or disk check tool to clean all those pieces that are no longer useful for anything out of your hard drive. That will slow up your hard drive. It will also make your machine blue screen and restart. Well, if you're not in a hurry to get anything done on your computer, then don't use them. Now, one of the other things people don't do, in addition to not cleaning their drive on a regular basis, is they don't update with the latest software from Microsoft or whatever program they're using. And it allows security holes to be in their software. Not only does it get pieces all over the place, you get programs in because you're not running the latest version of your software. Well, I use CCleaner every several days, like 2 or 3 days apart. Keep in mind, once you run CCleaner, all those little things that remembered where you were on the internet and put them cookies on your machine so it knows you when you go back, they're all gone, which is good for you, but it's a nuisance because you got to type all your passwords and that back in. Disk defrag, I would run it once every week, 2 weeks at the most, if you want your machine to run at optimum speed.
Alright, thank you for your time, Mr. Check.
You're welcome, Wayne.